The instant we're free of concepts, there's knowing. We're connected to a deeper intelligence.
Okay. What is that deeper intelligence?
I don't know, but I know it works. I'll tell you. You drive a car.
Yes.
If you're driving and thinking, you're in trouble. I've talked to state police who say the only source of accidents ever is people are distracted for longer periods of time and then they hit something, drive off the road. Doesn't happen when people are fully present. If you are thinking about things or looking for your CD or changing the channels, you're not fully present. So when people drive, most people, most of the time, let go of their thinking and become more present in order to drive. It's just natural. Makes sense. Doesn't make sense to be overthinking. You don't want to be in a car with a driver who's constantly thinking about things.
So does it never make sense to hold on to thinking?
I'll get to that. You're talking about, so you're driving your car, and you said, what's wisdom? What's this deeper intelligence? When people get fully present, there's a different kind of knowing that's not of the intellect. For example, we're driving here through Denmark, fast roads, other cars coming really fast. Whoever's driving the car, their hands are constantly moving. They're not using their intellect to figure out, should I do it an inch? Should I do it this far? When do I come back? They're not using concepts in order to drive. I played sports. Anybody who plays sports will learn about being in the zone. When you're thinking about things, it's hard to learn in a sport. It's hard to get better. People who get caught up in their thinking during their event make mistakes, don't become good team players, lose their competitive skills. So they talk about being in the zone where you're not holding on to thought. You're fully present. And then you know where to go. Watch Lionel Messi play soccer. He just walks down the field looking around, and it's just, he's not thinking about it. He's just getting a sense where everybody is and where the game is and where's it moving. And then all of a sudden he knows where to go. That's very ordinary in sports. Just trusting that deeper knowing. Musicians know about that. I know you know about that, Michael.
Right. Now, I won't fight you on that. What I'm curious about is that always true? Like, is that something that's just true versus is that something that most of the time just works really well? And how do you know? How do you know the distinction?
All I know is when I started learning this, I started having less thinking that burdened me. And I started being more fully present. And when I was more fully present, I started having naturally more feelings of well-being without trying, without working on it, without developing it. And when I'm present, my mind is quiet and I have nice feeling. Anything I do is easier. I went into companies for 16 years, Michael, and taught top executives, engineers, scientists. No exception. When people had less thinking that created tension, stress, confusion, ambivalence, upset, uncertainty, when they had less of that thinking and more presence, they enjoyed their work more. They made better decisions. They communicated better. They felt like we can solve any problem. I work with a guy who taught advanced theoretical physics at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. He was perhaps, IQ-wise, the smartest person I had ever met. He had 3 handprints to get into his office because his work was so top secret. I said, "Can you tell me what you're doing?" He said, "I could. I would have to kill you." And he came to see me because he would at times get stuck in being very impatient with people who he didn't think were smart, just discouraged. He'd have a temper that translated not only at work, but with his kids at home. His kids called him Attila the Hun. In very little time, you think, you're a conscious being, you can be aware of the fact that you think. When your mind is clear, you're connected. That deeper intelligence is always there and will bring you something helpful if you're open and receptive. It will bring you something helpful for you in that moment, given your situation and what you're doing. That's why for centuries, people have talked about this, it's been called wisdom. An intelligence that it operates through nature. I watch flowers in front of my house grow, and then how they turn toward the sun and follow the sun and close up. I watch trees grow, and every branch is trying to find the greatest area of light. You get 2 trees. This tree creates this half of the leaf cover. This tree creates the other half. You get 3 trees, they each share that light space, and they never touch. Rare is the scientist who doesn't start talking about, oh my gosh, there's a intelligence behind nature, intelligence behind life, an intelligence that helps. You cut yourself, and the immune system knows how to bring you what you need for healing. I cut myself terribly, and just watching it heal day after day is just, psychologically, we didn't know we have that built-in immune system.
Well, there would be a very easy explanation why there is an intelligence in our body, because it would provide us more fitness, to survive, to reproduce. Yeah. There's a biological explanation for that.
Yes.
You speak about an intelligence that is not stuff, that is not form, that is kind of something that is beyond putting into words, beyond making it, beyond studying it, observing it as form. Is that correct?
It's really impossible to explain formless intelligence. It's impossible to explain the quantum field. You can use words, you can point toward it, you can talk about it. You can say that in subatomic physics, out of nothing, there's temporary condensations of energy that then go back into that quantum, as many physicists describe neutrinos, protrinos, temporary condensations of energy. Then you talk about possibility and probability of occurrence, and how do you describe that?